Can one of you confirm, Venkat, Sambit, Rajan?
Able to me. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'll just quickly take very quickly a few minutes, 7 to 10 minutes, not more than that, and then I'll hand it over to Karthik. Okay. So I'll just need to clarify what we are actually trying to do and who we are. See, Career Zoomers is not a training institution. To clarify upfront, we are a community group, we call it. Okay. The ultimate aim here is knowledge sharing and community building. So how we do this is we pick hot topics in the market, things like Tosca, Selenium, whatever is the current trending topic, and then we ask for an expert who has been working in that particular tool application, any area. We had some sessions on Agile. So what we do is we ask them to talk on that. If it's a tool, we prescribe a particular course content. We request them to follow that course content strictly, go through it. What you get here more is it's not a training institute where a trainer who does it day in day out, just the trainings, but this is a person who's going to work on it, who's been working for years on that. So he'll give you the practical perspective of what that technology is about, what is the current trending aspects of that particular technology or tool, and what are the best practices, what are the issues he has faced, what are the things you need to keep in mind before working on this particular tool. These are things which you don't get in a training institution. And moreover, the main ultimate aim of these group learning workshop is that we want to promote continuous learning. In a field like IT, you need continuous learning because there is a lot of competition and you need to keep upgrading your skills. So we wanted to provide an opportunity for everyone at a very affordable cost. If you consider the market costing, it's like 1/10 or maybe 1/5 of the cost whatever is being charged by a training institute. The main reason is to provide a comfort of learning from their own comfort zone, from their own places, without traveling anywhere, at the same time learning it from an expert, at the same time at an affordable cost. This is our motto. And we have pretty much elaborated this in our website also, so you guys can go there. It's careerzoomers.com. I've pinged it on the chat as well. So this is about Career Zoomers. Okay, and we have already completed several workshops in Selenium, Agile, mobile testing, software testing, REST APIs. So this is our background. Now, coming to the topic of the hour, which is Tosca. There's been a lot of talk about Tosca in the market, and frankly speaking, there is no legitimate content available in the internet for anyone to do a proper complete training or proper course. And if you go for the westernized websites, they charge a big bulk amount. So we wanted to take this Tosca as our next workshop application. And so we also had the opportunity of coordinating with Karthik. I think Karthik is very experienced in this particular tool. He'll probably give you an idea of what his profile is, what he has been doing, how many sessions he has already done in Tosca, about his work experience in Tosca, and things like that you'll be hearing next. I'll be handing it over to him soon. So the sessions will all be conducted online. These are e-learning workshops. So, and we usually recommend sessions on weekends so that people concentrate more on the work during the weekdays. But if the majority of the participants and the trainer is ready to go for a weekday session, we don't mind. For now, this course is divided into two parts: basics and advanced part of Tosca. Karthik will probably talk more on that. What else? Do I have anything? So you guys can at the end, after raising the queries, technical queries to Karthik, if you guys have any queries related to the Tosca, the way it is being conducted by career zoomers, we can take up the questions at the end. Now I'll probably shut up and then hand it over to Karthik. You can probably get your technical queries addressed with him. Over to you, Karthik.
Thanks, Praveen. Hello, everyone. First of all, thanks to all for making your calendar as blocker for this Saturday morning for task automation demo. And also thanks to Career Zoomers Coordinator for giving this great opportunity for sharing task automation tools to the candidates who are interested. Guys, let me quickly expand my profile. Myself, Karthik. I have around 10 years of experience in software testing. I have good experience on many much automation tools like Selenium, Appium, Perfecto Mobile, and now to the Tosca automation tool. Right now I'm working with Tosca automation tool with one of the MNC company. So I have around 4+ years of experience in Tosca automation tool. And I did many trainings, provide the many trainings on the Tosca automation tool for the candidate. Let's jump into the quickly to the course content.
Karthik,
give me a minute. Let me share my screen.
Karthik, sorry to interrupt. You can probably share if the course content is with you. I've made you the presenter.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. All right. Okay, guys. I hope everyone able to see my screen.
Sorry, Karthik, your screen is not visible yet.
Yeah, now we are able to. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Guys, everyone will hear the Tosca tool as a new tool which is available in the market. I know that because we have many automation tools like Selenium, QTP, Appium, many more. But the Tosca tool is in the newly entered into that market, and I could say and this is the future of the automation tool. Okay, so why I could say it is a future of automation tool. So it is the codeless automation tool that offers many more than automations like web services, database testing, mainframe testing, ETL testing, everything should be possible using this single automation tool. In this modern day-to-day life agile methodology like continuous integration, so we have to learn in the automation tools for the great future of it in a testing. I could prefer Tosca is the best automation tool. Why I could say so I could say this is the future of automation tool because everything should be there in a single tool like expertly testing, manual testing, automation testing, everything should be in single tool. So what we have to do using this tool, we can manage the business risk, we can manage your test data, you can manage your test cases, you can simulate your missing requirements using the requirements tab, and you can leverage and you can understand about the how much execution should be done, and we can maintain the traceability matrix in this automation tool. So quickly, I'll jump to the next slide so that you guys will understand about so what the tool should be. First, what is Tricentis? So Tricentis is a tool. Tricentis is a company which is developed by the Tosca tool, which is from Austrian company, and it comes in the German. The Tricentis company will develop the Tosca tool, and the name should be the Tosca. I hope everyone didn't know about what is the full form of Tosca. Tosca is nothing but in the topology and orchestration specification for cloud applications. So what is meant by topology? So why they are mentioned in the topology and abstraction? The way in which constituent parts are integrated or arranged. In the Tosca tool, we don't have any scripting language. We have to develop the modules and we have to move the modules for the test cases. Just drag and drop. Everything should be drag and drop. That's why the Tosca stands for topology and orchestration specifications for cloud applications. So what the Tricentis tool will specify. It will specify for large enterprises to improve the quality of their application by equipping them to optimize, manage, and automate their any software application. Okay, by using this tool, we can going to optimize and manage and automate any type of automation test cases. And the main advantage of this Tosca tool is it will module-based approach to test the automation for any web application. It will maximize the business risk coverage. Right. So nowadays, the Tosca tool also provides the market-leading test case, design and planning capability, and also we have like in the test data precision, service utilization, mobile testing, and more. What it means like Tosca will support like in the web application, Tosca will support like in the mobile application, Tosca will support like in the web services, Tosca will support like in the test data conditioning, like using the database applications, like mainframe applications, and many more. And the Tosca is fully compatible with other testing solutions and application lifecycle management products. Why I can prefer this point here is there is some cycle is there in the Tosca Tricentis. So there are like 6 phases in the Tosca Tricentis. We'll discuss those 6 phases in coming next slide. Jump to the next slide. Let's go ahead like in the introduction. What is the Tosca and what are the components we have in this Tricentis Tosca test suite? So why the Tosca tool is developed? The Tosca tool is developed to enterprise the agile software testing tool. We can make them as agile software testing tool. In the agile methodology also we can automate the test cases using this Tosca tool. So I mean we have like a complete package, the Tosca complete package. We have like in the 4 modules. One is the the Tosca commander. This is very important as like in the using this Tosca commander we are going to automate any web applications or mobile applications, what it may be. And Tosca executor is useful for executing the automation test case. Tosca xscan is useful to identify the objects. Okay, identify of the objects from an application. And the test repository, or else we can call them as Tosca repository. Here we are going to store all the values, I mean all the properties in particular repository. The repository are stored in the cloud because the Tosca should be the cloud application. We are accessing the Tosca from the cloud. Let's jump to the next slide. So before going to install the Tosca tool, we wanted to know like what are the system requirements for this Tosca tool support. The hardware requirements for Tosca commander should be the CPU should be the i3 and the RAM should be the 4 GB, hard disk space should be the 5 GB, and network should be the 100 Mbps. So this is like the hardware requirement whenever you are going to install any Tricentis Tosca tool in your laptop or machine. Now we'll discuss about the architecture and the concept about the Tosca. As I said, the Tosca tool is integrated with the cloud, like server side and the client side. Client side is nothing but like the tool which is installed in your machine. In your machine, you are able to access the Tosca commander, you are able to access the Tosca executor, you are able to access the Tosca wizard or Tosca xscan. It should be interact with the server side, and I could say like in the cloud. So we are accessing the repository. Repository should be there in the cloud, and licensing part should be there in the cloud. The tool which is installed in your client side is accessing with the repository using the server side. So that's why the Tosca architecture should be the interaction between the server as well as client. All right. And see here in the Tosca commander, we have like multiple add-ins, and the Tosca executor we have like multiple engines we are using as part of an executing the automation test case. We'll discuss more this in coming next slide. Right now we are in the right page of a Tosca overview as we discussed, right? So Tosca will have the 6 phases. So what are the phases here? The first one is create module. Next one is build test case, execute list, generate report, apply the requirement, design test case. These are the 6 phases we have in the Tosca Tricentis tool. So by using these 6 phases, the Tosca tool will run the automation test case. Create module. See here we are creating your modules and storing the tool on repository, building the test cases, we are building the test cases based upon the modules which we have created, and we are executing the test cases based upon the test cases which we have built. After the execution, the reports will be generated in the PDF format along with the screenshot, and we are comparing the requirement which is given by the client and matching with the test cases, and we can know that how much execution should be done and how much automation should be covered as part of traceability. And the design test cases, we can call them as data driven testing. We are executing the test cases with multiple set of data using the outside, using the external files like Excel or CSV files or Notepad. Right? Then next we jump to the next slide, module based test automation. So why I am discussing about this, the module based test automation here. The Tricentis tool will support the module based test automation framework. Inbuilt, the tool itself, we have like an module based test automation framework. We no need to think about the framework as well, because the Tosca tool itself is a framework. We have like an n number of user defined functions, user defined methods we have in the Tosca. We are going to reuse those methods as part of an automating any test cases. So usually the framework should be the two types, like a script based test automation framework and a module based test automation framework. Script based test automation framework, let's take an example Selenium, let's take an example QTP. They should be based upon the script we have developed. Based upon the script we have to written, the tool will be executed, the automation test scripts will be executed based upon the script by using the Selenium or QTP. Then comes to the module based test automation. Here we don't have any scripting language. We are going to execute the test case based upon the module, based upon the model, right? So we'll see like regarding this framework in coming next question. Now everyone will have a question like what are the advantages of Tosca over Selenium versus QTP or UFT? Because why I'm comparing the advantages using the Selenium and QTP nowadays? So most of them are using the Selenium and the QTP. Now they are switching back to the Tosca. Why? We'll discuss these things in next further section. You'll have like more answers for your queries. Like Tosca and QTP are vendor tools. We know that there are commercial tools. We have to pay the money for accessing these tools. But the Selenium is the open source tool. We don't need to pay anything. And Selenium will support a web application, whereas Tosca and QTP supports all types of applications like desktop, mainframe, app, etc. And one more thing, Selenium. Okay, Selenium and QTP need programming language like scripting language like VB Java, etc., etc. But coming to the Tosca, this is very advantageous for the Tosca candidate. There is no programming language is required here. Everything should be like in the module base. We have to just drag and drop. Let's take like in the automation and maintainability here. I'll list a few points here. Automation type, it is a module base, and the QTP and Selenium is the script base, and Selenium is like on the code base. And the scripting here, we don't have any scripting, and QTP and Selenium is required. QTP will support the VB script, and Selenium we know it support like in the multiple like Java, C#, PHP, Ruby, etc. And the Tosca tool, it supports greater than 35 technologies. Okay, it supports like in the web application, mobile application, app application, ETL application, mainframe application. There are many. And QTP also it supports greater than 35 technologies, and Selenium will support only one, that is the web application. And the adoption is very high in Tosca, and the QTP is average, and the Selenium is low. And coming to the maintenance is also very high in the Tosca, and the QTP is somewhat average, and Selenium is nothing is there as part of a maintenance. And the reusability of test artifacts and the data is very high in Tosca, and the QTP and Selenium is very low. Guys, please go on mute if you're not speaking. Thank you. Now let's jump into the key benefits of task automation tools. So why we need to learn this automation tool? So what is the requirement? So what is the need of learning this automation tool? The first thing is the scriptless automation. So in the software testing, most of them are the manual team. So manual functional team, they have like the fear about like the scripting language. They are worried about like and how can we learn the scripting languages. But the Tosca, we don't have any scripting language. And coming to the company wise, they are thinking about like and if you have the scripting languages, they should be a dependency on the associate. But here, if you use the Tosca tool, there is no scripting language. Everyone can do, even though the manual testers also can do this without knowing any automation knowledge, and easy to learn. Okay, you can train your team with less than time compared to the QTP and UFT as well as the Selenium. You can start downloading very early stages using this Tosca, and it supports module based automation. So as we discussed about based upon the modules, it will create the test cases, and we have an option for reusability of assets, copy and paste feature of test cases as well as the modules. And the tool will support the test management and manual testing, automation testing, record and playback. Everything should be in one tool. We have an option to integrate with QC like ALM, and Jenkins like continuous integration can run the Selenium scripts as well. This is one of the advantages using the Tosca. Like most of the companies already using the Selenium tool, they have like many scripts in the Selenium group. They are worried about to develop the test cases again using the Tosca. So that's why they are coming to the picture to provide like one more feature to execute the Selenium scripts using the Tosca as well. And coming to that Tosca, it has the own query language. Like SQL, we have like in the TQL. In the SQL, they are using like in the database. In the Tosca also, it supports like in the database testing using the TQL Tosca query language. Okay, you can manage your test cases using this TQL language. And also it will optimize the risk coverage by minimizing the number of test cases to achieve the highest possibility risk contribution for each test case. Because we have an option to risk coverage here by maintaining the number of test cases to execute all the test cases in the application. And also we have an option to manage the test data by offering a fully integrated set of capabilities as part of a design using the Excel sheets and the notepads and etc. And here we have an option to automate the test cases using your InIQ module based test automation approach. Because we have an option to test case, we have an option to prioritize your test cases, and we have an option to map the test cases to the requirement to know about like and how many test cases are passed, how many test cases are failed. At the end, it will provide like the traceability matrix without effort. Without making an extra effort. All right, let's jump to the next slide. Why we can call it as future of automation? Okay, so why I can call it as future of automation? Why? The first one is that Tosca will support more than 35 plus technologies is the first point. And Tosca is maintain the module based automation framework. We don't need to think about like in the framework. There are many frameworks are available like model, linear, keyword, data driven, and hybrid, BDD framework, TDD framework, and ADD framework. There are many frameworks are available, but the Tosca will handle the module based framework. It should be the inbuilt. It will cover all types of frameworks like hybrid framework and everything. So that's what we don't need to think about the framework part here. And the next point is the manual testers can also use this tool without any programming language. And we have an option to readability, just copy and paste. And it will support like on the optimal use of the module test practice by getting the object reference from the application. And here we have like one more feature called conditions, which led to be the test case branches like if, loop, if statement and loop statement, loop conditions introduced with the latest version in this Tosca. Like in Selenium, we are making like some scripting language, but in Tosca, we don't need to think about the scripting. Everything should be the modules. Just can click on single button, it will create the if statement, if and loop statements. Okay. And coming to the Tosca provides its own query language like TQL instead of SQL. And Tosca can be integrated with the QC as well as Jenkins, and it will run the Selenium scripts as well. And one more great feature is called the management tool, automation tool, defect management tool, everything. So now the Tosca team introduced like in the sort of an agile environment. They introduced like in the management tools like the defect management tool. Here itself, we are going to create a defect. here itself we are going to create a feature or user story. All right. So I could say like in the Tosca tool, by using this tool, we are able to do like in the automation testing and web service testing, mobile testing, SAP testing, ETL testing, test management, and defect management, and we can manage your user stories as well. What are the major advantages and major disadvantages of Tosca? So as of now, we discussed about the many things. Then I wanted to know like and what are the pros and what are cons of a Tosca. The first one is test management and automation tools should be in one. This is very advantageous when thinking point of view like in the company wise. There is no scripting. It should support any testing methodologies along with Azure. We have like a drag and drop functionality to create and reuse your test cases. If and loop statements introduced with the latest version. It supports most common technologies like HTML, Java, SOA, SAP, Orchid, and etc. many more. And we have like a very good vendor support using this Tosca tool. If you struck anywhere, it can raise any incident. Okay, it can raise any incident. They will revert back within 12 hours. Within 12 hours, they will revert back with the solution. There are very good vendor support. And coming to that disadvantages and the cons, pricing part, because it is not a freeware tool and it is not easy to learn. I could say like it is not easy to learn because there are many more unique properties are there, like many more user defined functions and user defined methods are there. We have to understand about those things, then only we are able to automate any type of web applications. All right. And I could say like don't worry about like using the methods and the functions. Okay, when you guys are learn these things, it is very easy so that you guys will understand about the tool very much clear. And next thing is the coding part. Okay, coding. So initially the previous slide I could say like in the no scripting. Here I could mention like in the no scripting. Then why I mentioned the coding here? Coding when necessary, when complex. Suppose let's say take any web application, you are not able to identify the unique property. Then you need to create some piece of code using the VB script as well as using the C# if the tool doesn't support. Okay, but I could say like still now as of my career, I didn't face this issue because the Tosca tool will support most many type application. So I didn't get a chance to do this coding part here, but I can mention as the cons as well. And custom control. What are the custom control? As we said, discuss about the coding part. So if you may create any single piece of code using the Java, then we need to create them as custom control. If you use the custom control, then we are able to access the unique properties of any web application. See, the custom control need to be created if the Tosca does not identify object property. This is the one of the disadvantages. But as part of my 4 years of career using the Tosca, I didn't find this issue. So don't worry about this one. Then everyone will have a query like what are companies are using this Tosca tool. So why I need to learn this tool? So what is the future of this Tosca tool? How my career would be when I learn this Tosca tool? There are many more companies are using this Tosca tool. Let's take an example: Accenture, Wipro, TCS, Infosys, Capgemini, Cognizant, Bank of America, and etc. And many more companies are also planning. I didn't mention all the companies here because nowadays most of the companies are using. Even just to suggest guys, I got like many calls from the abroad also for this Tosca. So if you guys are learn this Tosca tool, right, you guys will get like an opportunity to work with the abroad locations also like Singapore, Malaysia, and US, because most of the MNC companies are using this Tosca tool. Right. So I mean, as part of I could say like so most of my students already placed in the abroad locations like Malaysia and Singapore for the Cognizant company for this Tosca tool. So why I'm saying this one is there are the future is very high for this Tosca tool because everything should be there in single tool. The company will prefer like the tool should cover everything. So the same mentality the Tosca tool, the Tricentis team will catch up and they can develop the tool. Everything should be in one place. Then this is the Tosca tool overview. Like this is a small picture about the home page. Like here you can see like in the menu, and here is the title of this bar using this workspace, and the test case here we are going to create the test cases, and this module tab here we are going to create your properties, and the requirements tab here we are going to map the requirement based upon the client specifications and mapping your test cases with this requirement to understand about how many test cases are automated and how many test cases are not automated. And coming to the next thing is like in the test case design, here we are going to use this tab as part of an data driven testing and keyword driven testing. You wanted to execute the script based upon the data which you have provided in the Excel as well as CVCs like Notepad. And next thing is like in the execution tab, here it is useful as part of an execution and store the report in the PDF format. And the last one is like in the issues, as we discussed, like it will support the defect management as well. From this tool itself, we are capturing the defects and make them as like in the defect life cycle. All right. So this is like in the Tosca tool overview about like and how the Tosca tool should be. And anyone have any questions? Go ahead. If no questions, then I'll jump into the course content. I divide the course content in the two ways, as the basic and as advanced.
Yeah, Karthik, I just wanted to know, is it supports the Oracle Apps Form Session?
Yes, it will support the Oracle as well.
Oracle Apps Form, I am asking, not Oracle Database. The Oracle Apps Forms is made in the D2K technology. I'm talking about the Oracle e-business suite, and this forms is not the HTML based. It's generally made on PL SQL language. So
yes. Yeah, for your question, like Tosca will support like in the many technologies, the more than 35 technologies. We have like many engines are available in the Tosca. I didn't get this one during my career. I mean, I hope it should support.
Yeah, Karthik, I have one question.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes,
So,
yes, go ahead.
So Cucumber, I'm working on Cucumber right now. So does it support the reporting part, and even we can integrate that script as well with this tool?
Yes, yes. We have an option to execute the Selenium scripts as well as Cucumber scripts as well using this Tosca. So there is like a single feature. Yeah, they are mentioned like in the single feature in the Tosca tool. Like I mean, so most of the companies already use the Selenium for developing the test case. So that's what they raise the request and they implement like an one user defined function called Selenium execution. So there we have to provide like in the jar file and we have to provide like in the test cases which you have to execute it. So based upon the scripts will be executed.
Okay. And one more question is there. So on the cons part, you have said coding is necessary in case of complexity. So coding when necessary when can be complex. So we have to use VB script or C#, or can we use some other language as well to design some means in case of complexity of to write some code.
Yes, very good question. So as of now, the Tosca will support the VB script and C# as well. It doesn't support any other languages.
Okay. So only these
But I
two
mean,
languages supported.
right, exactly. But I mean, for sure, I mean, you didn't get a chance to prepare the custom control because I mean, the Tosca tool itself it supports and many technologies. Like I mean, you didn't get a chance for sure.
Okay.
Any more questions, guys? If no questions, I'll show you the course content, the basics and advanced, how we are divided.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Guys, I mean, so we are divided the course content to the basic and as well as advanced. Like in the basic, we are going to cover like an all about the Tosca tool, and so how we need to create a workspace and how we need to create a test case, how we need to create like the module. So in this course, I mean, so it will you can learn about the HTML control recognition using the automation test cases, and as well as it will support like a much more for control recognition using the modules. Okay, and the requirement, I can mention everything like in the basic course and overview and training what we have provided here. And the note, I mean, they have mentioned like in the few more points here. The Tosca tool will have 14 days trial version. The Tosca team will provide for practicing as well as for training purpose too. But I will guide you like in so how we need to do after 14 days trial version is done. So I mean, we need like an few more days for practicing, right? So I will tell you like and how can we approach for extending your trial version. And I mean here this is like in the 12 hours course content for this Tosca automation specialist basic course. So here you can able to understand about how we need to install the Tosca tool and the licensing part about the Tosca tool. And also you can able to understand about the creating and managing your workspaces, how can you create a project and all these things. And you can understand about the features about the Tosca, like so what the features are all available in the Tosca, and how can you reuse, I mean how can you use them, those features as part of your development for test case. And here I can guide you like in the managing the project, like specifying like creating like a number of users and the admins everything. And the next thing is we'll discuss about the module sections. Here we are going to discuss about like in the creating the modules and scanning the modules to the property file. And test case section, here we are discussing about like in the developing the test cases. And the steering properties also we discuss about like in the input and verify as part of a basic course. So I mean, for this basic course, I mean, you guys will understand about the installation part, and you guys will understand about the creating the workspaces, project development and project creation, and developing like in the test cases using the module spring. So this is like in the 12-hour session. I mean, 12 hours course for this task automation specialist basic. And coming to that advanced course, I mean, in this advanced course, it should be like in the second step of becoming the specialized in the task automation tool. You guys will understand about like in the manual testing, and you guys will understand about the automation testing and the recording and playback. Everything should be here. You guys will understand everything in this course content. So it should be like an again the same thing is the 25 hours. Here you guys will understand about like in the I mean in the basic course you guys will already know about the work, I mean creating like in the workspaces. Here you guys will understand about the few more like importing and exporting the objects and importing the different types, and you guys will understand about the different types of subsets and cloning your workspace with the other workspace. And as well as here you guys will understand about the much more like SQL query like a TQL query. And you guys will much understand about the in detail like in the module section, test case section, execution requirement, everything as we discussed in the task, right? 6 phases. So 6 phases we are covering in this advanced section. Here you guys will understand about the in-depth about like and what it would be. Like how can we create a modules? Like how can we create a modules and syncing the modules, and everything should be there in depth in this advanced session. There are 6 phases are there right in this task. We are going to cover all the 6 phases in this advanced session, like module and the test cases. See here in the test case design. So everything should be in advanced mode here. Like here you guys will learn about like an in-depth about like and what the task should be, along with the loopings and the requirements, the management session, and the steering test objects. Also here we have like and many more. Like in basic section we wanted to know about the input and verify, but here we have to know about like in the specifying the values with the keyboards, as well like in the tables, along with the execution list section, like how can we execute the test cases, along with the issue section. See here guys, I mean in this advance I can say like in the we are discussing about the modules, test cases, test case design, requirements, execution, and the issues section. We are discussing about the 6 phases in depth about in this advanced section. And the next thing here like and we are discussing about like in the Tosca TBox automation tools, like user defined functions, like basic window operations, and all these things we'll discuss whenever we are discussing about the course. I mean whenever we are discussing about the in further session, right? And along with I can mention like one complementary thing like in the continuous integration. So we are going to use like in the task tool for executing the automation scripts unmanually, unattendedly, without manual interaction, using this continuous integration tool like Jenkins. right? So this is like in the 25-hour session. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the Tosca in depth about, but the basic section. So after the basic sections, you guys will understand about these things. So I mean, so on the basic section should be the 12 hours, and the Tosca advanced section should be the 25 hours. So this is what we are divided the Tosca course in the two modules, because if we mention that in the same module, it will take like the more time. So that's what we are divided in the two modules. Anyone have any questions here?
Yeah, Karthik, I mean, still yet I didn't got confirmed whether it will support the Oracle apps technology or not. And I just searched it on Google. I also didn't find the particular answer for it. It's no solutions, because you are saying that it's provide the HTML inspector only, but Oracle apps forms is not made on the HTML. So generally OATS, the tool, if you know the Oracle application, the testing tool, testing suite, that tool is generally used to inspect such kind of forms, Oracle D2K forms. So my question was there that how it will inspect the Oracle application forms, because I generally works on the Oracle application forms. If I will be thinking about to integrate this tool with the Oracle application form, how we can do it was this is general questions. It's I am wondering. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, your Oracle apps forms should be developed using the HTML, or it should be developed in the SAP. So what technologies they are using?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's made on this D2K, the PL SQL code. It's not a HTML form.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's a backend.
And right. And one more thing, guys. I mean, if you guys search anything in the Google, right? I mean, you didn't get anything, because I mean, we don't have any forums, and we don't have any like in the community for this task, and because this is a very new, right? So I mean, you didn't get any much information in the Google using this task automation tool. For your question, definitely it should support, because I mean I can't say like an, because now why I'm saying this, I mean I didn't try that one using your technology, but the Tosca will have like an the many engines. There are 35 plus engines are there. Suppose if the Tosca is not supported that engine, if you raise a incident, then they will provide like an the engine for your application. That then it will support for your application.
Okay.
Right.
Is there
So
different engine having the
yes, there are 35 different engines are there in the Tosca. There are 35. One is the HTML engine, SAP engine, right? Oracle database engine, mainframes engine. These are the four engines I can mention. There are 35 plus engines are there. I don't know whether the D2K, the engine is there or not. Suppose if the engine is not available, then you can send a mail or you can raise an incident in the Tosca tool. Then they will provide like in the latest engine, and that engine will support for your application. But I could say like, and there is no stoppage for the Tosca, because the vendor support is very huge. There are very much support is there. They will provide like an solution within 24 by 7.
Okay. Okay. So last question what I have is generally engine, as you said, 35 engine. Is this engines having different license, or all these 35 engines come outside the Tosca?
Yeah, very good question. There are different types of licensing are there, as we discussed right in the course content, the basic. See here, there are like different types of license are there: node lock license, floating license, computer license, cloud license, specific license. For our training purpose, they are providing the trial license. For the trial license, they are provided only the HTML engine and the mobile engine for the training purpose. But for your question, definitely there should be a different pricing for the different licenses. If you are purchasing like an the end-to-end license, then you can able to access everything. Suppose let's say take an example in my office. So the office team will purchase that license, the Tosca license. I can able to access everything like SAP engine and the SAP engine, HTML engine, mobile engine, everything I'm able to access. So I don't have any issue. But for sure, for your question, I think we don't have any separate cost for that engine, because everything should come in single price.
Okay, okay, yeah, got it. Thank
And
you.
one more thing, just for your information, if we have a discussion with the sales team, they have provided like another very much discount of this tool as well. Because I mean, why I'm saying this point here is that now they have an intention to expose the tool to everyone, So that's what they have like an many much discounts for the company.
Okay.
Any more questions, guys?
Yeah, Karthik, last question here is like, suppose as of now we will get the trial version for a learning purpose, right, for 14 days.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
for how many days we can extend this trial version?
That's what I mentioned in the course content as well. Let me take like yeah, here I mentioned like we have only 14 days trial version will provided by the Tosca for practicing as well as for training, but I will guide how to extend the trial version even it expired after 14 days for practicing purpose. Okay, I will guide you on this. So how can we extend the trial version? Because there is no crack file. As QTP we have crack file to extend your QTP tool, but the Tosca we don't have any crack files. But I will tell you like in the solution how can we do this. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Any more questions, guys?
Okay. Thanks a lot, Karthik. That was quite an extensive session on the orientation. I think folks would have got a clear picture of what Tosca is and what you're going to take them through. Guys, do you have any queries related to anything related to session or fees or anything related to that? Otherwise, we can close this call and probably we can sync up back on the WhatsApp group.
Just one thing. How would be the session means on the weekdays or weekends? Because it is very, I mean, uh, very hard for me to take on weekdays actually.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, same.
Right. Same feeling I mean, same intention is exposed to everyone. So, Karthik, what would be your feasible timings for the weekend sessions here?
Yeah, weekends I'm fine with that. I mean, we'll create a batch and we'll decide the timing. I'm fine with the weekends. No worries about that.
Okay. Any possible timings you can give these folks?
Any possible time in the sense, let's say make it as afternoon is fine for everyone. Afternoon, evening. So any time is fine for me after 10.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. And how many hours do you want to do it in a week, Karthik? I mean,
I mean,
Saturdays.
Anthony, I mean, you are talking about the weekend, right? Weekend.
Weekends. I'm talking about Saturdays and Sundays. So in a week,
Okay.
how much time do you think is feasible for this? I just want your opinions to be shared to these guys also, the folks who have joined also. So that's the reason I'm asking it here.
Right. Right. I mean, we could take it like in the 2.5 hours or 3 hours.
Okay. 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 So based on this, we'll come up with a plan, guys. So if there's nothing else, we can close this call.
Sure, sure, Anthony. I mean, thanks, guys. Thanks for giving this great opportunity. Thanks, Praveen. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
Thanks.
for joining.
Thanks.
Thanks, Karthik, for the session. Thank you.